is something which has to be thought of. In this world today, they say there are 60 million of people who are they are neither in education, nor they are in training, nor are they in employment. And when you look at India today, we are very proud to say we have reached the third in purchasing power priority. I think it is PPP, if I'm not mistaken. But when we look at the Human Development Index, HDI, we are 137 out of 187 countries. So this is the strange paradox and reality. And we need to look into social equity. The employee of today, expectations and opportunities available to it. And not only that, your immediate environment around you. Businesses today need to look at the immediate environment. You have to develop society along. You have to develop underprivileged sections of society. After all, what is engagement? Engagement is not only of your employees. Engagement is of the service providers. Engagement is of the vendors. Engagement is the people around you. Engagement is of society. Then only you will have social capital and you will have business prospering. So with this, I will request I would request Vijay, because Vijay he's going to tell us what changes need to be brought out, because that is, I think, what needs to be looked at first. And he's the most experienced person on this panel. Truly so, from the year which he has started working, 75, that is what he said. So we look at his guidance as we move on. Thank you.
Good afternoon again. I've been given the onerous task of explaining how we have to change. We have to change in the hotel industry very, very much. The way that we run our hotels are the way we should have run it in the old days. We have not moved with the times. I'm not speaking about the five-star hotels because I'm sure my learned gentleman will cover that topic. I'm speaking the hotels that are 4-star and below. We have not changed. Our staffing levels have been done according to 5-star hotels. Our kitchens have, for whatever reason, a Chinese cook, an Indian cook, a South Indian cook, and everything else. How many guests are you serving? We have to change our way of thinking. We cannot afford anymore. I'm sure in every one of your profit and loss accounts, salary makes the biggest thing. Payroll and related costs will be your highest expenditure. In all our industry, it is around 35%. It should be around 22%, including all costs. But it is in excess of 35%. Can we sustain this? Definitely not. It is not possible. So what have we got to do? We have to now change our criterion. We should see where we are going as 4-star hotels, where we are going as 3-star hotels, where we are going as 2-star hotels. Are we going to deliver everything a 5-star hotel gives to anybody who comes to a 4-star, a 3-star? I don't think so. If you have to do that, then we have to go back and do one more thing. We have to educate the guest that these are the services that we are able to provide, and limit our manpower for that. Our menus are too large. I saw a restaurant discussion today, yes, but most of the menus in many of the hotels are far too large. I see somebody nodding his head there. I think I agree with that. It's too large. Why do you need such a large menu? Why should I give instant service? If you go to any other country of the world, if you want to go to have room service, they will sell you it is about double the price and it will take you 1 hour to come. Here, no, in a 2-star hotel, we have to deliver it in 10 minutes flat. Correct, no? Is it possible? It adds more staff to me. To maintain that kind of service levels, I have to add staff. Can I afford it? Definitely not. So that is why I'm saying we have to have a paradigm shift in our thinking. We need 3,20,000 employees for the hotel industry in the next year. 3,20,000 employees. Unfortunately, all the colleges put together give us 12,000 students graduate every year. Where is the rest going to come from? All these 12,000 students will go to five-star hotels, and then what are we left with? Nothing. So I think collectively we should say, yes, these are our standards, these are our levels, and this is what we will deliver. And we should adopt modern technologies. We had a mobile speeches on IT, how the mobile is going to come in. We can reduce. You can order, your entire order can be done on the mobile. We do not need an order taker, your room service. Your reception does not need any more the receptionist, because your guest can check in and go straight to his room through the mobile. That technology is already here. So we should adopt technology. We should stop looking at five-star hotels to give us the markers for our own industry, except study the data that we have in our own hands. We do not study as smaller hotels' data. The big hotel chains study data. We do not study data. We do not know how many guests are served by one employee. We do not maintain that record. I fight with my chefs that each chef says, oh, I'm grossly overworked. I've never seen a chef who says he's never overworked. But I say, but your mother can cook for 12 persons on her own. After that, she has time to watch TV, clean the house, look after the children and all. And how come you all are so hardly working? They have no reply for that. So I think we should go back and think where we can reduce and where we can make it more sustainable. The way we are going right now, we will kill ourselves. As he had explained earlier on, these charges that we give, the rates that we charge the guest has actually come down, even at our prices. But the salaries are increasing, and in 3-4-star hotels it is around 8,000, not 12,000 rupees, but it is climbing very, very fast. We are not able to find them. So let us think differently. Let us look for a new change. Thank you.
We have got some very good ideas from Vijay. So I think now...
Sorry to interrupt, sir. I'm not against what you said, but there's a question in my mind. By doing what you said, what kind of message are we giving to our upcoming generation to join the industry? Not to join the industry?
I will say that you can take this question. After that, we will give an opportunity for questions after that. So let you, since the question has already come...
Surely.
No.
Yeah, the presentation is...
I would like you to take.
Sure. Okay,
I would like you to cover cost cutting, HR practices. You from an operator have moved to HR. So it's very much interesting to see how you speak on these practices, cost cutting, which is so important and the need of the hour, and actually what can you cut costs. I think already we are doing maximum in this direction, but we would like to have your thoughts and ideas, so then they may provoke the thoughts of our audience and can have some questions later.
Before I start, this morning I was trying to say if I'm going to start a conversation, I would like to start with a quote, and I was going through the internet like most of us would do, and I came across this very interesting line which says, don't expect me to be sane, I'm in HR. Okay, so there are times, before I start, how many people in the audience here are from HR fraternity? If you can just have a quick raise of hands, so it gives me a sense how many people from HR. Okay, so not too many. Okay, so I guess but there are times when as HR folks we do tend to get caught between doing something for your associates and team members, and on the other side being put under pressure of costs. And it's always a dilemma, what should you do first and who did you put first? And at times it can get very insane. But having said that, I think when I talk about HR practice and the way I look at it, I think each of us in our own homes, we manage resources every day. We do that as a father, a brother, a mother. We do that every day. We do that in our own houses. And it's no different. And I draw parallel with what we do in our industry, in your own workplace. I don't see much difference. When times change, you change how you operate your house. And the same way, when times change, you need to change the way we operate in the industry. But the thing is that we adapt. And when we talk about cost cutting, I won't really talk about cost cutting. I would just probably rephrase it as cost management. How do we manage costs? Maybe I defer something a little later. Maybe I do something now. I try to reason out why I do later. But when you look at HR practice, so when I look at two things. One is the HR practices, which I'll probably just touch upon, and then I'll talk about how one can look at managing costs, and I'll try to be as brief as possible. HR practices, in my opinion, I think are set in an organization based on values and beliefs, on what you believe in and what you value, what is it you want to do for your team members, and it could be different for different industries. So that's number one. That sets the base for how and what will be your HR practice. Two, it also depends how old you are as an organization, because if you're as old as we are, over 100 years old, there are a lot of practices that have been implemented in the past, which have set precedents, and it continues, and it becomes a practice today. Three is as times change, and like Colonel Menon rightly mentioned, when times change, when there are cost pressures, there are a lot of pressures, societal pressures. We need to also adapt our human resource policies to be able, and practices, to be able to help employees be able to manage it. And last, I would say, would be the business trends, how it is moving. I think all of us in HR would like to believe that we are business HR managers. We're not personnel managers. We are here to manage business through human resources. Our role is to do that. And I think as HR, we try to balance the two by trying to be the mediator between what an employee would want and what an organization would want. And keeping these four things in mind, we then decide on what the HR practices could be. As far as cost management goes, I think the time has come for all of us to change what we in the past thought was as make our variable costs fixed and fixed costs variable. What I mean is that your payroll, which is what we are discussing as HR fraternity, today is more of a fixed cost. And it keeps on increasing year on year. At no fault. I mean, everybody expects it. But the challenge for entrepreneurs and for HR more so is how do we make this fixed cost into a variable cost? And there are various ways to do it. One is you either outsource it, outsource some of your services that are non-core, which many of us do today, and make sure that you use that opportunity that you have to keep at least that part of it variable. Because people who are with you will continue being with you. You can't penalize them for being loyal to you. So it's a difficult one, but we have to always keep looking at ways of making our fixed, which is our payroll cost, into a variable cost. The other part of it is to try and understand how do we utilize our resources for the 8 or 9 hours that they work fully. One aspect that we've been talking over the years is obviously we talk about multi-skilling, job rotation, multitasking, or what they might call it. But the idea is to come out with newer ideas, or ideas which are no rocket science, but how do I make sure that the person who's working with me is engaged all the 8 hours? If you look at it the way, if we work in silos, which we do today, I'm from front office, I will only do check-ins. So I might be extremely busy in my shift, maybe from morning 6 to maybe 9 in the morning. Then from 9 to 11 and 12 or 1 till the next set of check-ins come in, I'm just standing there waiting for work. Whereas you have another department that is struggling to make the rooms. So how do I kind of get people to to do a little bit of multi-skilling and agree to do that. And that's the way, I guess, we will have to go. And it's happening we are moving towards what we see today in first world countries, where your payroll costs are in the range of 50-60%, and they do it by default. Today we have a little bit of liberty, though the costs are going up, but we have a little liberty of trying to manage. But we are going that way, and it will go. The faster we adapt our HR practices to manage this cost, the better we would be. Okay? I'll take more questions a little later. Thank you.
This is a fair representation of ideas and thoughts. While there may be things more to add on to it, which will come later, I think it is very important to have our eminent academic on the panel, Dr. Rajamohan, to speak, because we are always in the industry thinking, why are we not getting our expectations from the catering colleges? We are often thinking people come for industrial training and they go. We think that there is a gap. And what happens is, after these people go back from industrial training, possibly they go back with experiences back to the catering college, which make many of them to opt out of hotels and go into other industries. Many of them go for retail. And actually, one more thing which I must say, I always keep asking, why it's it from catering college, you go to a catering college for a campus. Over the years, I've been going for the past about 12, 13 years, you see the number of women dwindling. And in case they come for industrial training, after they go from the industrial training, they don't want to join the industry. So there are many such things, issues. We speak about quality from catering colleges. Why is there a lack of understanding? Why are our expectations not being met? Are some of the issues, sir, which you would like to tell us, and much more what you had with your experience.
Thank you very much, sir. And to elite audience, I have a small presentation before you. And then, can I have the presentation, please? Hospitality education. See, hospitality education is a collective responsibility. It is not only the public responsibility, or it is a public-private, because already the private institutions are existing. Hospitality education means we are training manpower for the industry, whether it be a five-star property or a heritage property or a segment which is a business property. We are producing manpower for the entire hospitality sector, and hospitality includes hotels and service industry today. Why, as Colonel Menon rightly pointed out, why the students are moving out from hotels, not opting for hotels and joining the service industry more. Why? There are reasons for it, which I will explain you in due course of time. See, hotel schools like we have in Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai, Kolkata, in 50s and 60s, these were the four institutes which started. Since then, various central IHMs, state IHMs and private IHMs have opened up. We have 21 central sponsored under the National Council for Hotel Management, and we have the state sponsored institutes under the National Council for Hotel Management, 16. We have private institutes affiliated with the NCHM, 15. We have private institutes affiliated to AICTE, 123. And we have universities, colleges like SRM in Chennai. So we have institutions which are doing right kind of education for the hospitality industry. Total number of candidates passing out from the hotel schools is about approximately 18,000. Whereas, as per the Government of India survey, we need at least 2.03 lakh professionals in the industry. And we are turning out only 18,000 people. And all of them are not joining the hotels as such. To tell you, this is the brief background from Karnataka. In the year 2011, 2013, 14 and 15, we find that only 169 candidates applied and 117 appeared for the examination. 2014, 201 applied, 142 appeared. And 2015, 223 applied and 169. Then Tamil Nadu, 260 217 appeared, 346, 269 appeared, 348 and 285 appeared. Then Kerala 569, 468, 876, 704, 1082,